Today on the Morning Edition, flight attendants employed by Horizon, part of Alaska Air Group, have voted to authorize a strike. We'll tell you what that means for air travel here in Alaska and how it could affect your plans. Plus, ticks are rather unpleasant, part of nature. Do you know what to do if your pet has a tick? We'll show you some tips and how you can help tick research while you're at it. And later, check this out. Kilauea is giving another amazing display of frightening power and beauty, this time with a friend. We'll show you more of this volcano later as the Morning Edition starts now. Wow, just when you thought Kilauea couldn't get any cooler.
Yeah, you know, I hear a lot of people wanting to go to Iceland to see the volcano there, but I mean, why not just travel south to Hawaii?
Yeah, it's stunning and it's always erupting lately.
Yeah, I mean, been for quite some time, and that is a very interesting story there as well. We did see gorgeous conditions yesterday across South Central. Now, the remnants of that thunderstorm activity that we did see through the valley, as well as an easterly wave that's moving through parts of South Central, is keeping us with some cloud coverage this morning, but gorgeous shot as we start off your Wednesday morning. We are sitting in the lower 50s, some light winds to be expected. We will hold on to some breezy conditions later this afternoon across South Central, but those temperatures will continue to steadily warm as we chase those lower 70s later today. From Talkeetna down towards Wasilla, Anchorage, you can see those partly cloudy skies. Palmer still holding on to some of those cloudier conditions. We've got some early morning rain out towards Homer, and of course those coastal areas will keep some of that rain around for a good portion of the day. But when it comes to that rainfall, we are largely quiet this morning, but we have seen we do have a easterly wave that's sweeping across Wrangell, St. Elias into eastern parts of Prince William Sound. That is keeping some rainfall with us to start off the morning. In fact, these easterly waves that are staying with us across South Central this week will actually be the key driver in allowing for some thunderstorm activity each afternoon through the valley and into the Copper River Basin. And those thunderstorms yesterday, those have been fizzling out, and you can see just some light showers that are occurring this morning, some spotty to isolated activity. Some areas of the valley may actually hold on to some cloud coverage for a good time today, but we'll still see some sunshine breaks as we head throughout a good portion of your Wednesday. And we'll see those temperatures easily climbing into the 60s as we head throughout the afternoon hours. We will begin to see some breezy conditions developing later this afternoon. Max wind should likely top out at about 20 miles per hour, so nothing significant across the region. But of course, those temperatures continuing to warm. We're in the 70s as you head into the interior, where areas out towards the Alaska range may actually see some thunderstorm activity later today. I'll have more on that and that 7-day forecast for you coming up.
Breaking this morning, a heavy police presence at the Walmart on Diamond last night with much of the area closed down overnight. Anchorage police say posting shortly after midnight on social media to avoid the area if possible. APD has not yet confirmed details of what happened. We reached out to dispatch and were informed there was nothing they could tell us at the time, but we are expecting to learn more details at a press conference later this morning at 9, which we will be live streaming. Of course, we'll bring you those updates on the situation as they become available on air on our website and our mobile app. Flight attendants employed by Horizon, part of the Alaska Air Group, voted to authorize a strike Tuesday afternoon. But just because the strike has been voted on doesn't mean that the flight attendants will be walking off the job immediately. AFA says Horizon flight attendants filed for federal mediation in January of 2025. Their demands include living wage pay increases, increased pay for time at work, including boarding and pre-flight checks, which is currently unpaid time, better benefits, and work rule improvements. As for living wage, they say a first-year Horizon flight attendant currently makes under $20,000 for an annual full-time position.
Horizon Air flight attendants cannot afford to wait any longer. They are ready to show Horizon and Alaska management that we are going to do absolutely whatever it takes. And that includes a strike if necessary to get a contract that values the contributions we make to Alaska Air Group.
Warren says she hopes that the strike authorization pushes management to make progress in mediation, and that if a strike does eventually happen, the union's approach would be targeted rather than system-wide. We have more from our interview with Warren on our website and mobile app. Tuesday wrapped up day 4 of the trial against Zarius Hildebrand, the man accused of killing his wife, Soraya, in 2023. Georgina Fernandez continues to follow this story.
An emotional day here in court as the court sees for the first time crime scene footage of where Zarius Hildebrand allegedly killed his wife Soraya Hildebrand in 2023.
In my experience, this is a significant amount of blood.
It's a graphic sight.
There was a large bloodletting event, and there was movement to create those stains.
Jurors also saw crime scene photos from the last place Soraya was seen alive. Her husband, now 23, showed no emotion in court Tuesday.
This is bedding, and then underneath that you can see the body of Miss Hildebrand.
As the state showed photos of Soraya's body after it was recovered from a storm drain, days after he reported her missing.
This area right here, the discoloration is because the skin here is actually kind of sloughed away.
Prosecutors say Hildebrand is accused of fatally shooting Soraya with a single gunshot on August 6, 2023. He later reported her missing and joined the search until he was arrested and charged with murder and tampering of evidence. Part of the evidence included cleaning supplies seen in the apartment and bloodstains revealed by a chemical called Blue Star.
It's one of the stronger reactions I've ever seen.
Investigators also found a saturated, upside-down mattress inside the couple's apartment. The defense argues Soraya died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but APD testimony pointed to blood patterns that suggest movement.
From the case facts that I had at the time, it indicated that there was potentially movement of a bloody surface around the mattress to create those stains.
So meaning that when bleeding was occurring, movement occurred, or maybe in the time thereafter?
Yes, either during or the time thereafter.
The defense attorney pushed back on the witness's bloodstain experience.
So you do not have a degree in forensic science?
No, ma'am.
Chemistry?
No, ma'am.
And repeated their point that no one saw what happened inside the Hildebrand's apartment.
And you did not see who pulled the trigger of the gun that killed Mrs. Hildebrand?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Thank you.
The defense chose not to cross some of the law enforcement who was on the scene when Soraya's body was recovered. Court is back in session on Wednesday morning. Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
A Fairbanks courtroom became ground zero Tuesday for a fight that could reshape how charter schools are funded and approved across Alaska. For more than a year, parents trying to open Pearl Creek STEAM charter schools say the Fairbanks School District has blocked them, even after the state approved the charter and threatened to cut the district's funding if it does not comply. Witnesses testified the district actively worked to prevent the school from opening. The district denies that, but acknowledges it hasn't taken steps to follow the state's order. A key component to both sides of the argument is the hang-up on the building of Pearl Creek Elementary itself.
I think they did very deliberately try to thwart us getting access to the building. The first, of course, would be to honor the right to first refusal, but they retained control of the building until December and only handed it back to the borough then. As a matter of fact, almost as soon as we submitted our charter application, I think they let us know, we're going to give the building back to the borough.
I had sent notice to the borough mayor in July that we were returning the building to the borough, and so there have been a number of back and forths between our administration and the borough's administration on the crafting of this memorandum of agreement, as well as going through the building and understanding what would be included in this. And so that just happened to fall within that time frame.
The case's judge did not rule on Tuesday, suggesting the case is likely headed to the Alaska Supreme Court. A borough assembly vote on leasing the school building is set for July 1st. If that fails, the school cannot open this fall, regardless of the court's decision. As you plan your summer, an unwelcome parasite could really tick you off by getting under you or your pet's skin. Joe Allgood talked to the state veterinarian about how ticks can bug your furry friends and what to do if one bites down.
Are you ticked? No, I don't mean ticked off. I mean, do you have ticks, or does your pet have ticks? This is the time of year where that might be a problem, and here's what you can do about it.
We don't have people, going out and looking for them. It's a passive surveillance program.
The state vet's office has been collecting ticks for nearly 2 decades and says they usually receive 100 to 200 a year.
A lot of people mistakenly think that we don't have any. We do have 6 species that are native to the state that are part of our ecology up here. They've been documented, we have records back to the early 1900s.
Not too long ago, one of those ticks attached to a dog walking here at Flat Top.
They do burrow their mouth parts into the skin pretty hard. They're holding on, so can get some fine pointed tweezers and get as close to the skin as possible and just real slow, steady pressure.
And then you can send them here to the state vet or the Department of Fish and Game.
We just want people to be aware that we do have local ticks. We are concerned about potential for other ticks to come in from other locations out of state.
Fortunately, Coburn and researchers at UAA haven't identified any diseases on native ticks, but said changing environmental factors could make the blood-sucking arachnids more common.
And they're seeing that in other parts of the country too, that just their ability to kind of be at more northern latitudes as temperatures on average are more accommodating for their environment. So that is certainly part of the impetus even 20 years ago for kind of monitoring changes that we might see.
And if you find a tick on yourself, don't worry, you're not excluded from sending them in. You can also do that. And you might also want to talk to your human provider about what that might mean. Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.
Still to come on the Morning Edition, a cyclist was attacked by a bear out on a bike ride over the weekend. What experts are saying about the attack and how to avoid being the next victim, just ahead.
And we'll continue to hold on to that chance for some afternoon storms across parts of the state. I'll have more on that. But first at sunrise, coming in at 4:20 in Anchorage, 3:51 in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back in on this Wednesday morning with an early morning shot over Anchorage. And I think you can see Sleeping Lady in the background there. Aaron, what kind of weather are we looking at today?
Well, we're going to continue to hold on to some sunshine in the forecast. Now, some areas of the valley actually waking up this morning to some cloud coverage. That's from the remnants of that thunderstorms that we did see yesterday. That is allowing for some of that cloud coverage for this morning. But overall, what we're going to be watching as we head through the rest of this week is that warming trend that's going to continue to build in across the state. 70s and 80s. 80s look guaranteed for the interior by week's end. Of course, we're going to be watching those thunderstorms today into the valley. And then, of course, as you head out towards the Alaska range, we have that potential for seeing some storms as you head through southern parts of the interior. The rest of the state largely staying dry as we have few chances for rain. Now, when we're talking about those temperatures this morning, not too bad. 39 degrees in Gamble, 34 in Utqiagvik, 48 in Juneau, and 52 degrees in Ketchikan. So a pleasant start to the morning. Those temperatures will warm about 15 degrees into the afternoon hours for many areas of South Central. So we are going to see those temperatures continuing to warm. Now, we're still seeing some isolated showers across the state. We've got some moving out of the Yukon Delta. We've got some rain showers across eastern parts of Prince William Sound. And then as you head into the interior this morning, we've got some of that spotty to isolated activity. Outside of that, we're largely on the dry side for many areas of the state. Even out towards southeast, the trend here over the next couple of days is drier and sunnier weather making a return. Now, we are watching an easterly wave that's moving through South Central that is bringing some light rain showers out towards Wrangell, St. Elias, and eastern parts of Prince William Sound. Later this afternoon, we'll see additional thunderstorms that will fire through the Mat-Su Valley and into the Copper River Basin. Those fall apart overnight on into our Thursday, and then we'll see that once again Thursday afternoon. And this will stay with us as we head through the close of this week. So daily thunderstorms will be possible across parts of South Central. Now, when it comes to coastal areas, we'll largely stay dry across the Kenai. May see some cloud coverage, but largely expecting dry conditions for you as well. Now, when it comes to our thunderstorms that we're going to see across South Central, the air temperature outside actually directly impacts just how far that thunder is going to travel. When we're talking about our temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, notice that speed of thunder. Of course, we're going to be in the 60s today, so it takes about 762 miles per hour for that thunder to extend up to 1 mile. And you can see just how long it takes to go a mile. In 40 degrees, it takes about 4.82 seconds. In 60-degree weather, about 4.72 seconds. So it's just a fraction of a second, but it does move a lot faster when we're talking about some warmer conditions. And those temperatures will continue to steadily warm. And of course, when it comes to that thunder, it continues to dissipate, or the sound itself continues to gradually dissipate the farther it moves out to around 10 miles. So just something to keep in mind when it comes to that thunder. Now, temperatures today expected to warm into the 50s and 60s across most of South Central. We could see some lower 70s as you head into the valley, but overall, we are going to continue to hold on to these fairly warm conditions. And looking ahead through the close of June, many areas of the state will continue to favor that ongoing warm weather. There it is, leading up to Juneteenth, those temperatures warming into the 70s. Would not be surprised if we saw some mid-70s across South Central Friday into Saturday.
An Anchorage man is lucky to be alive after he was attacked by a bear while on a bike ride over the weekend. As Lauren Maxwell tells us, he only received minor injuries, but biologists are warning people to be aware.
At Far North Bicentennial Park, bikers and bears have always coexisted.
Most of the bears I've seen are just run right across the trail. Just keep going.
Attacks are rare, but one happened this past Saturday. Up the road in Stuckagen Heights, on the military side of the Dome Trail, a mountain biker was cruising down the hill when he saw a bear walking on the trail ahead.
He immediately started to try to brake, was able to get off his bike, talk to the bear charged, and ended up making contact with his bike and him, and then the bear immediately retreated.
Biologists say startling wildlife can lead to attacks, and people on bikes are more likely to do that, especially if they're going fast or rounding a curve.
Yeah, high speed equals high risk.
He says bikers need to make noise, slow down, and expect to encounter wildlife. And like this family,
right here,
be prepared when they do.
I definitely always carry bear spray whenever we're doing anything. I mean, it doesn't matter if we're on trails in Chugach or biking in town or whatever. It's just a precaution.
Fish and Game says it's fine to enjoy the trails, but people need to be cautious.
You can never tell. You got to keep your eyes peeled.
And remember, the place they're recreating is also an animal's home. Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's news source.
Fish and Game says the military area that the Dome Trail runs through will be closed for the next week as a precaution. They're also not looking for the bear and believe it acted naturally when the animal to what the animal perceived as a threat.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.